London. Sure, it's crowded, and yes, it's often grey. But to me, it's one of the most exciting places to eat. We're on the road again with Kitchen Maker's Next 125 to eat our way through Europe's best markets. We've swapped countryside Provence for the cosmopolitan capital, where, if you know where to look, you can find great homegrown produce and groceries from abroad. We're at London's Borough Market, the oldest food market in the city. I'm meeting Ed Smith, whose Borough Market cookbook is full of recipes inspired by the changing seasonal produce and the people who make the market what it is. But first, there's really only one way to start our day: the full English breakfast at the market's oldest cafe, Maria's.
I'll get a plate of egg, bacon and bubble. Anything else to add? Sausage?
Yeah, get a sausage.
And sausage. And a tea, also no sugar. Cheers.
Thanks.
So what have we got here?
This feels to me like a market worker's breakfast.
Something really hearty.
Hearty. Maria's been in the market forever. I think before it was a retail market, so people would be working through the night, and they still do. So at the end of their day, you want something hearty. You know, black pudding, beans, great bacon from proper pigs. You've got an amazing looking sausage there, bubble and squeak. It's going to set you up until at least, 10:30.
Why is it called bubble and squeak?
I have no idea.
It's not squeaking when I bite into it, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it though.
So how many years have you been coming to Borough Market for?
For the last 7 years, I've been writing for the market, working in and around the market, constantly shopping here.
Writing a book on the market?
Yeah, I mean, increasingly working in and around the market and shopping here. And I wrote the Borough Market cookbook a couple of years ago.
And that comes through with all the recipes?
Hopefully. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. And it was interesting for me because when I'd visited London previously, I'd come to Borough Market for hot food, you know? So it was only when I started talking to you and actually read the book that I saw how much fresh produce is actually available here.
It's still it's a market as well as a hot food market.
Right. So I think our biggest challenge today is actually going to be where to stop.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously we
where
can't
to
see it
stop
all.
or what not to have. You can't have it all. But I'm going to show you a few things. We'll have a nice day, I think.
I think I'm in safe hands.
One thing that's great, I think, about Borough Market is that for all the things, all the staples like cheese, cured meats, butchery, fishmongers, there's a real choice and variety, and you can shop at different stalls depending on what you want. But I want to show you a bakery that's actually embedded in the market. Morning, Matt. How are you?
Morning. Yeah, how's it going?
Delighted to see you. This is Ruby.
Nice to meet you.
Good morning. Good
morning.
Fist bumps.
Good.
And we wanted to have a good chat about your bread.
Yeah, I mean, we keep it simple at Bread Ahead. We don't sort of try and overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
Life is complicated enough and all that.
That is true.
Good wholemeal sourdough, good white sourdough, a nice tin, a chia batter, and a load of sweet stuff.
How did you end up a baker yourself?
Just like bread, really. I like it, and I like making stuff. You know, that's the thing. It's really, bread is very physical. It's
really tactile.
And I really like making things.
And then, of course, you've got the famous donuts, which we're going to go inside.
Yeah, the donut thing. You know. So now they are ready to be piped. What you want to look at here is they're not go in the end. You pipe and you see it expand.
Swelling,
yeah. Now that's when you know time to come out. Boom and away. So a nice little rosette on top like that. Yep.
Yeah, this is the balanced breakfast I'm after. I'm going to go for a classic raspberry jam.
All right. I haven't had the caramel honeycomb for a long time, so I'm going to have that.
The full experience.
The way I like to eat one of these, you go from the top.
Now more than ever, it's really important to know where your meat's from,
Absolutely.
and buy as good as you can, less often.
And then you'll enjoy it more, of course. It's a treat, and it's
for ethical reasons, for climate reasons, and for the taste.
yeah.
It can't be much better than going to someone who's family of the farmers for the meat that comes to their butcher store.
So you've got the full circle right there.
Exactly. Northfields, for example, farm in Rutland, and they bring the meat here, and they have rare breed beef, heritage breed sheep.
Which you're going to learn a little bit about there.
Don,
right?
we're going to have a chat now, is the brother who does the butchery.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a chat with him now and see what he's got.
Okay, can't wait to meet him.
Great. Hey Dom.
Morning.
How are you?
Good to see you guys.
And you, this is Ruby.
Morning.
Hi, Dominic, nice to meet you.
So this is who I was telling you about. Dom's family have been here since retail started, right? 20
Yeah,
years.
since the Borough Market opened, which is about just over 20 years. Yeah.
Selling beef that you farm yourself.
It started out with my dad, really, selling the sort of rare breeds of beef, lamb and pork that we were raising on the farm. We needed an outlet to sell that, so he came down here and set up shop, and we've sort of never looked back since, really.
What's rare breed?
The definition back then of what rare breeds are and what it meant was less industrial breeds, in our opinion, much better breeds, slower growing, tastier.
What kind of cuts do you encourage your customers to try out?
I don't think there's any cut in particular, but I think it's just the nature of trying new things.
What could we buy today? What's this?
Well, this that I'm working on right now, that's the onglache.
How do you recommend cooking it? What are your tips there?
Traditionally in this country, it would be used for like pies, so it'd be really slow cooked in that sort of circumstance. But nowadays, it's getting a lot more popular, and this is sort of something that the French have been doing for years, just treating it as a steak.
Yeah.
But in that case, you've got to make sure that it's prepared properly. So what I'm doing is I'm just separating any of the gristle that's attached here. When you leave that kind of gristle on, it'll sort of just tighten up and be really chewy. So we take that off, and then you can cook it in a piece like that where it's thick, but a lot of the time we'll butterfly it open so it's flat, and that way you can just flash fry it super quickly.
And the flash frying, because you definitely don't want to toughen that up.
No.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But you don't really want to go any longer than sort of a minute or so aside.
I'm really looking forward to the recipe.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Well, we'll take that, and obviously we'll take the other side of it
both
as
of
well.
them.
That'd be great.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Looking forward to take that one into the kitchen.
Yeah, cool.
There's so many kinds of apples here.
Yes, yeah, this grocer's Chegworth grow their own, and there's a bunch of different varieties, particularly now because it's apple season.
Right.
They're a good example of seasonal British food.
Yeah.
And how the colours of the market change as the greengrocers change their produce. It's not like quarterly.
Yeah.
It's not spring, summer, autumn, winter. It changes every week. It's the end of some tomatoes here. Getting into wild mushrooms, I love these. It's kind of like, I like walking around the grocers because it just provides inspiration. You can start with the vegetables and see what's in front of you.
You can do your whole vegetable shop here, essentially.
It's like seasonal speciality ingredients, but basics as well. Potatoes, carrots, sprouts.
So just because we're in like a big city market doesn't mean that you can't do your regular vegetable shop.
This is like an amazing place to come and get your groceries. If you live in central London, or if you're here for the weekend, you can get your basics, you get your speciality stuff all in one shop. It's just a different way of buying it, and you can interact, and you can pick one thing that's not covered in our supermarkets. It's like you have to buy 3 peppers at once. They're all wrapped in cellophane.
Yeah, no packaging here, which is...
If you want to buy one chilli, you can buy one chilli.
Yeah.
With 150 stalls, there's something for everyone. On our tasting menu, it was English-style feta at one of the many cheesemongers, rows of raw honey from all over Europe, Greek olive heaven, to finding a little slice of Calabria. And like everything else, eating that too.
It's a spreadable sausage.
We call spreadable spicy salami.
Got it.
The best.
It's made with pork, chili, and salt and spice.
And thyme.
Completely organic.
Yeah.
And made in Calabria.
And made in Calabria with Calabrian pigs.
Can we taste a bit?
Of course, come on. It's spicy at the end.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going for...
It's kind of sweet as well as the spice. You get like a tickle down the throat.
In the throat, yes.
How do you eat it in Calabria? Because in England now everyone's like, oh, you can do these crazy recipes with them, do you? But I feel like you're going to say it's spread it on bread and do nothing else.
But yeah, exactly. You just toast a bit of bread as a bruschetta, and then you spread on top.
Yeah. So there are like 3 distinct parts of the market. 3 Crown Square with all its tributary roads back there, kind of permanent stalls, and some semi-permanent too. There's a hot food section called Borough Market Kitchen, And then in here is Market, which kind of changes daily with its lookout, with lots of transient trolleys and some new places, some old places.
So every kind of corner's got its own character.
Yeah, it's definitely a character. And here there's a couple of like quite new stores that I wanted to show you. One of them is called Eaten Alive, which sells kimchi and hot sauces. And I thought it'd be a really good idea to go and taste them.
Bit of spice.
Exactly. So this is Eaten Alive, who we're going to go and see behind the scenes in their place in Battersea. And they do kimchi and hot sauce.
Yes, we do. A variety of hot sauces, kimchis and krauts.
Okay.
Would you like to try any?
I would love to try something.
The most popular that we have is classic spicy kimchi.
Yeah.
The lucky dip.
Do you like spice?
Yeah. Very into spice.
Is that the spicy one?
That's the spiciest one. And
What are the ways that you like using kimchi most, Deb?
With breakfast eggs. Delicious.
You're all
Toast.
about eggs.
Love eggs. You can make a butter with it.
Okay.
Can we try one of the hot sauces?
yes.
And these are all made locally in London too.
In Battersea, yeah. The two
That's where we're
chefs.
going to go.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're going to visit.
Yeah.
Hello. You go and say. That's for you.
So much more dimension to fermented like hot sauce than tomato ketchup. I think we should get some kimchi.
Yep.
The classic spicy.
Okay.
And my passages are cleared.
At any given hour, there's something happening at the market. While it trades during the day and long after it closes, there are bars and restaurants on the site that show off some of the best of London's food scene. Like Floor, where you can taste the results of the British food revival for yourself.
And I wanted to bring you up here to Floor for a bit of a pause.
A well-earned one.
I'm really excited to eat our anchovy and lardo toast, which I think is a good example of bake the bread in house. You get the best anchovies from Europe and then some British lardo on top of that. And I think that is quite similar to the market itself, isn't it? We've seen like the bakers, people who make cheese, people who import cheese, and then people who get other ingredients from, whether it's within the London area or like across the world. So 20 years ago, the market changed from being a wholesale space to a retail one. And
I read it in the book.
who wrote that? I think that sort of like times really nicely actually with Britain's food revolution. People getting more interested in food. It's really great that that's happening around Britain and that it's reflected and part of the Borough Market story as well.
And that's so much a part of London's identity as well, isn't it?
Cosmopolitan, like
Yeah.
it's.
People from all over.
I think Borough Market's kind of different things to different people. So I think it's always like a source of fun and of community and of people having a good time eating good food.
Yes. See the evidence right here.
I'm also going to finish this toast.
Beyond the good times and the good food, Borough is there for ideas. There are ideas that come from the weekly changing ingredients and ideas straight from the people who know the products best. But it also shows us how we can shop differently in our cities. Stay tuned for part 2 when we'll be back in one of our next 125 kitchens with Ed, cooking up a recipe inspired by the market. But for now, I propose a toast of sorts.